Namaste, galactic family of light. Welcome to my channel, Indigo Angel. I have an Orion energy update. This won't be as long as some of my other videos, but I feel that the information is important. This is based off the collective energy of the soul genetic. I essentially start to feel and experience in my reality the subconscious thoughts of the soul genetic noosphere, mental plane of the Earth's biosphere. Or you can call it like a cosmic Akash, essentially, in the planet, and photonic electrically charged universal grid. So I'll start experiencing planetary thoughts as my thought. Others around me will also confirm this as I start to see the energy signatures and the blueprints present in others for the specific Stargate. So I'll have like Orion STARSEEDs come into my reality and activate me to this energy. So individuals essentially carrying the predominant soul genetic. And I'll start calling forth the experiences to align me to the galactic wave or gamma frequency in my body. And the intense thing is the galactic wave is constantly changing every couple of days. So this is immense fluxes of gamma frequency in the body, and this can actually have you attuning to very much multidimensional perceptions of your reality, having 9th dimensional, 10th dimensional, 12th dimensional experiences in your existence and beyond. A lot of it can get kind of unformed or unfocused, and so there is definitely this urge to focus and kind of harness the energy where you feel it's most important, because you can simultaneously be having Orion soul genetic experiences while you're experiencing Sirius or experiencing Palladian. I'll often feel that I'll pull archetypal energy from the Stargate as well. So I can be going through many different archetypes and Stargates all at the same time. And so it's just deciphering the messages and where the most important, areas of focus are. So it changes every couple of days. It will be these immense fluxes of gamma frequency in the body and changing of brainwave states that ultimately your whole body has to align to these brainwave states. So if you're going through delta or theta or beta or gamma, we're bringing our body up to these brainwaves and these frequencies and pulling our body through to these higher dimensions. And the activations can be very rapid. So rapid changing of tones and frequency, and this can cause some of those ascension symptoms of like leaking in the ears, ringing in the ears, headaches, all within the physical body. And this process, this evolution of our body essentially expanding and contracting geometrically inside the body has us aligning to our higher self, has us aligning to detoxification and purification, soul expansion, which is ultimately aligning us to our soul genetic activations inside of us. So starseed origins are ultimately aspects of consciousness inside Logos consciousness or prime creator, with simultaneous timelines and soul groups that are running and experiencing things individually and collectively. So soul genetics are also your ancestors, your starseed origins, even the root race origins that reside in the DNA. We are waking up to remember and activate to this knowing within, which for anyone who's trying to understand galactic consciousness, understand that galactic is equivalent to quantum within the body. So this is a process of redirecting your energy and going so far within your own physical body, attuning to stargates within your physical body, talking to and listening to the DNA, the RNA, the plasma through meditative states and expanded states of consciousness and all chakra activations. So like I said, we're experiencing the events collectively and individually. Orion's soul genetics at this time, I have felt, are going to be the most affected emotionally and spiritually. This is what I see as I pick up on the emotional response of the genetic. So this mother energy that's coming through right now that really picked up after the equinox is really amping up. If anyone watched my Tears of Sirius goddess activation, it was an invocation of the mother energy, the original 1320 frequency, this original template of the planet. The planetary grid is coming to a 0-point field, and humans are mirroring the planetary grid and linking up to Gaia's noosphere. The collective as a whole starts channeling divine feminine energy, so this will be, really predominant in the spiritual community. You'll see a lot more transmissions that are heavier and thicker in divine feminine energy and archetypal energy. So everyone, depending upon the density and the toxicity or the light that each one holds cellularly, will have different experiences through these transmissions and divine feminine activations, as there will be this purging, and they'll start to try to bring their bodies through to this higher dimension. Well, you're going to have to go through the purging first, because you're having to clear this within. If there is any immensity of emotional pain that's stored inside the body, that has to come up and out. All distortions are made visible right now. What this cosmic nuclear gamma energy frequency, light energy does is it obliterates anything of lower density and plays it out for you to see it. And here is where our telepathy is becoming very hyper aware, hyper tuned, as we become fully conscious of our own toroidal field. We become fully conscious of those who are manufactured, those who are organic, those who are sleeping, those who are waking up, those who are unconscious, those who are fully activated energy, those who carry distortions, entities, attachments. You can literally see the dimensional perception that another is having. You can actually see when one goes into the subconscious and this takes over the mind like autopilot. You essentially see all the distortions and illusions and programs that are running, and these awarenesses are only going to increase as the immensity of the transmissions and the fluxes of the body, and we embody more of the light of our soul. We're essentially going to see who's running around still desperately trying to hold on to the old earth paradigms, who's ascending and who's not ready. So it's going to be crazy madness. Expect, amped up ascension symptoms, flu frequency, light upgrades. You'll actually start to feel the collective purging of the Luciferian agenda, predominantly in the Orion collective, as their sole mission is to illuminate the darkness and dive into the depths of the darkest aspects of humanity and shine light. Orion hearts right now are aching, but they also want to dig. They're hungry for knowledge. They're exposing anything right now, from corrupted big business systems of separation, material science, which is anything inexplicable by a physicalist is denied and deemed an illusion or an enigma, all the way to illuminating internal shadow work, or the entire war on consciousness itself. Orions carry this on their backs, and they feel the darkness. They embody it. They grieve inside for the world, and then they transcend it back into light for the collective. You may even find yourself slipping in and out of your Orion soul genetic and into another origin that holds wholeness, like Sirian and Pleiades. So you can be more than one origin. In all truth, all beings on Earth are starseeds, and all beings on Earth hold all galactic genetics. So you can essentially attune your consciousness to any stargate, any collective that you choose to, if it calls to you. So don't be afraid of exploring more aspects of your own universe, your own galaxy, because each stargate essentially carries gifts for you, carries knowledge for you, carries new perceptions for you, carries all of these higher intelligences that are trying to help expand your consciousness. And understanding and learning all of the stargates is going to essentially bring you into worldly wholeness. But just keep in mind, there are like planetary resets and solar flares that essentially rearrange our own electro-neurological molecular system, and you go back into a perception of polarity or duality to clear it again. So like I said, you may find yourself slipping in and out of the origins, going from an Orion soul genetic to a Pleiadian soul genetic, all within one day, all within 1 week. That's how crazy and fast that cosmic galactic energies are shifting in these new earth energies that are just profound. Our Orions are supreme collective alchemists transmuting bullshit. They're essentially going to battle and they're fighting for what's right. You'll see the media amp up in its hidden agendas of mass protection and distraction campaigns, creating manipulation and control by confusion so people can't tell the truth. But this does not fool Orions. I just did the Goddess Isis activation, and this is also another way that I tune into the cosmic Akash and noosphere of Earth is through archetypal energy. So these activations come with messages from the archetype itself. Like in the Mayan calendar, which is in alignment to true galactic harmony of nature, which is the true grid of Gaia, not like the Gregorian that's superimposed over the natural grid. It's aligned to 20 archetypal energies. So aligning to these archetypes brings you into a harmonic alignment, and it brings you into these messages that planetary Akashic archetypes are trying to essentially have mass messages, and this is one way that these messages can be perceived. I was guided to speak from that archetypal activation of the Tears of Sirius and this flooding messages that I am getting of, it's like collective infinite fractal field of emotional harmony, and it's being impacted by a wave, a purging, a cleansing, something to do with lots of water, and that's going to wave through the Orion Collective in October and illuminate more. And so I'm also getting another message from the Orion Collective, and it is that they're afraid of their own silence and what waits for them in the quiet stillness of their own mind. They'll essentially hide or stall. They don't want to have to face what's waiting for them if they open up to Orion inside. And also this shamefulness that one feels if they have activated to an Orion origin. And what I say to that, because I've been seeing this in a lot of Orions, the same like pattern, I say screw that. Orion is by far the greatest teacher in clearing dualistic programming within yourself. It's like the last stop on the train before you get to paradise. Orion is one of the sacred flames of Elohim and holds the spark of the divine companion, soulmate, and twin flame. It's essentially it's an aspect in consciousness where one cell splits into two and becomes a dualistic reality, light, dark, masculine, feminine. It's not like a letdown or a disappointment. Like this negative perception of Orion soul genetic, that it's bad, I feel the reason for this is mostly because of all of the galactic war history that was fought in Orion, the reptilians, the negative alien agenda. But many need to realize that yes, reptilian DNA lives inside of everyone on the planet. It is a genetic mutation that has occurred throughout the yugas and previous worlds. Aspects of this linked all the way back to the non-physical consciousness of the Polarians, the Polarian being the first root race of Earth. So yes, Orions hold wave particle dualistic consciousness that all perception into wholeness comes through a dualistic nature. Orion is that aspect of consciousness that every starseed of Earth holds within them. Your starseed origin represents multiple things. One is your perception of your consciousness that you hold. So how you see yourself and the world, it represents the healing that needs to take place, is taking place, or next step in the evolution of your consciousness. Your origin also aligns you to your soul mission or your life purpose, which is a big one. Your galactic origins come to you when you're aligning to your soul mission, when you're needing inspiration, when you're needing hope, when you're searching for those answers, when you're ready to find them. This is when the galactics kind of come into your world because they have gifts for you. You know, you'll go through this process of opening Stargate portals in the body, and ancestors, you know, you'll feel your ancestors guiding you with synchronistic universal gifts of support, especially when you stay in gratitude and awareness. Galactics present when the focus has been redirected back to your ascension and embodiment of the light of your own soul. Galactics usually present when someone has came into full brain perception and universal Christed consciousness. Don't forget, Orions, we are the renegade rebel system busters illuminating the shadow. We are the healers that have studied the darkness, and this is our mythology and mission. Orions fight for humankind to redefine themselves. So Orions, don't forget that you were born in the Spirit's cradle, and stand firm in your grace, in your right to the sun. So I've been feeling this message wanting to be expressed since I woke up this morning. All I can hear is Orion Stargates dialing. So if you're in tune with this message, if you're resonating with this message, I hope that this message helped you, and namaste, so much love to you.